welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego, Season 2. We're interviewing amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. We're recording your journey, Mr. Yigal Lampert.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, so you are like the person that everybody needs, right?
All the time.
All the time.
Everywhere you look around in your house, you need me.
You need, and that is exactly correct. Tell us a little bit more about your business.
Okay. Yeah, we're a handyman service.
Right.
We've been, we're local to the Valley. We've been here for, I came to the Valley in 2004. And I started off actually not as a handyman. I did other different kinds of businesses. And in the last year and a half or so,
right.
I enjoy working. I like doing things in my hand.
Right.
And I've become, fairly good at what I do, and everybody was using me. Like all my friends call me up and could you help me do this?
This wasn't a business just yet. It's just that you know how to do all these things.
Yeah, I think you have to be born to the right family. And my parents gave me Lego when I was a little kid, and I loved Lego. I would build anything out of Lego. If it's towers, planes, I would build a plane out of Lego. So I guess, my parents told me you're going to be a handyman one day in the Lego way, out of Lego.
With your Legos, you'll build a Lego. All right, so now your friends start using you, and everybody's calling you. Hey, if something breaks out in your house, don't worry about it. You just call Yigal.
Even if I don't know how to do it, I would give me that challenge. Let me do that.
You figure it out.
Yeah, and I'll spend more time than anybody else, but I would make it right, if that's the case. And yeah, that's how I kind of built my experiences, by doing it again and again. And I own a couple of houses, so I wanted to take care of my own. And I have also, on a side note,
right.
I'm an honest person, and I wish everybody was, every business was an honest business. And I had so many contractors come out and give me bids or do work or whatever, and you don't feel like you got 100% of their honesty. And I'm very different. I wanted to give the honest part of the business. And that's kind of why I also had to teach myself, because I knew that I'm not getting the honest person out there. And instead of looking for the honest person again and again and getting disappointed, I just decided I'll learn myself and I'll do it. And that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah.
So in other words, when you were having things that you wanted to fix in your own house, you're calling all these contractors and they're coming in, mm-hmm. and you have an idea as to what it needs to be done, but they're telling you a different story.
Sometimes you don't have an idea, but you have a feeling, and your gut feeling is almost always better than even knowing. You know what I'm saying? I was in the service industry beforehand. So okay. I came to Arizona in 2004 to work for a service industry company.
All right.
And the way they used to work is there wasn't a price sheet, which is like the worst business ethics that a company could have. How could you do something without having a price sheet, right? How do you determine a price?
Just eyeball it.
Exactly. The idea is eyeball the customer and give a price like that. And I mean, definitely, companies like that, they make money, definitely. But it's not about always, making money. It's about doing the right thing. And those businesses, they don't do the right thing.
And that's why I think that in the top 3 things of people that you have to know, mm-hmm. is a good mechanic and is an honest handyman.
That's
right?
the number 1. Yeah.
Well, that would be the number 1, I guess. The number 3 could be
a handyman,
else.
A doctor, and
a doctor,
and a good mechanic.
And a good mechanic, right? I mean, and so here you are. So now your friends are calling you, and they know that you're doing a terrific job, mm-hmm. and you're honest about it. When did that business side of it come to play? Because now you are 2004, things are going great for another 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, and then the economy went just down. So.
Well, I worked as as a service industry person,
right.
and then my transition out of it, I had a business partner at the time, and my transition out of it was, we were running a business and we were doing really good with the concept of some other businesses, and what we didn't have is we didn't have a structure to run our business good, so we created a software to manage the customers and to manage the service.
Oh, wow.
Now we created the software for ourselves. We had a friend who worked at Intel and who was on the side he was programming, and we kind of gave him the idea and he did it, and one thing led to another, and the software was really successful, and all of our competitors were calling us up about the software.
You're kidding.
So we decided to lift the software a level, and instead of it being our software, it was a software for the, we would sell it as on a user basis. And that went really nice for, we did that for another couple of months. Maybe I was there for about 2 years. And having a partner, you don't always see eye to eye.
Sure.
And I just wanted, to go back to being myself. So I got out of that company, and then for the longest time, I didn't even do anything. I was, I came out with a little bit of money, and I wasn't sure what I want to do. And I kind of got accustomed to doing the 905 kind of thing, coming to the business, coming to work at 9, doing nothing, and going home at 5. So I looked for myself. I took a little bit of time off, right. And that's when I started buying the properties, and that's when my whole evolution started. So I really made it into a business. Last year February is when I declared it as a business, and I opened the website. And since then, business has been really beautiful for us.
So you find it that people do have the need for somebody. I mean, it sounds very obvious, but it really is. I mean, people have a need for somebody honest to come in and do anything in their house.
More than what you even imagine. I mean, I have examples of even people who call us for something that they think they need, and if an honest person comes over, you'll tell him, listen, you don't need us. I mean, we've come out to a water heater that's under warranty, and the guy says, I need to replace it, and we're like, you have a warranty. Just call Sears, who you bought originally, and they'll come and fix it for free, replace it for free. That's how much you need an honest person, because you could allocate your funds to the stuff that you really need to do, and not to things that you need to get done but are still covered.
So I would imagine from a marketing point of view then, because of that fact, I mean that sounds so obvious, right? And I can tell you right now, if we take 10 handyman people out there, they will all say, oh yeah, we're honest, and then everybody else, but are they really?
And that's what's good about the change that happened to businesses was the internet. Now everybody's got an eye on them because of websites like Yelp and Angie's List and stuff like that. So everybody could express their opinion, and I think that that's a great thing for the service industry in special.
So the majority of your business then is now a referral business, or how do you market yourself?
Well, we definitely spend money on marketing, and okay. I think rule of business in general is you have to acquire new customers all the time.
Yes.
But about 30% is repeat customer. We get referrals, but it's kind of the hardest statistic to track. We don't really know who's referral or not. Return business, we've been there before. So 30% is return business, 70% I think is about, or maybe 65 is 60 is new business.
And you say we. Now, at which point in time it was just a one-man show, right?
It's a one-man. I own the company, but my guys we're a team. We work together.
Okay.
I do jobs, they do jobs. I see it as a we. There's no I in team, right?
Right.
It's everybody does the work. Everybody.
How do you make sure? I mean, I hear what you're saying, and you're an honest guy. You go into the house and you tell the homeowner, you don't need me, or you may need me, and this is what you need. Perfect. How do you control though the people that are working with you to track that they themselves have the same philosophy that you have? Well, how do you keep control of that?
Good hiring, check their socks off. So make sure that you're hiring a personality. People could be taught how to do different stuff, and there's also 2 ways to skin a cat. There's I could build a shelf this way or that way. Everybody could do it differently. So as long as the result at the end is good, but you hire a personality, you make sure that who you're hiring is. And by the way, when I came into this, I was sure that my person that I'm going to be looking for to hire is a young, maybe 30-year-old guy who's hungry, wants to work, And I found the exact opposite. I'm looking for people who are mostly retired people, who have that experience. They've done this for 30 years, even more. They're not in a rush, so they won't go to the customer and try to overcharge them or anything like that. They're already set. And this is something that they're doing fun. This is something fun. If you do this, if anything you do, right, anything you do out of love, you haven't worked a day in your life, and that's the philosophy of when you hire somebody. Hire somebody who loves what he's doing, and who's fits the profile of the company, and we don't have a problem.
So the people, right? So the people that are working with you, I mean, they really love working with their hands, and they're craftsmen.
Exactly, they're craftsmen, and as long as we do our due diligence when we hire, and you have to, there's always going to be something,
sure,
and you can't make everybody happy,
right.
But even if you didn't make them happy on the first visit, give us the chance, we'll come back the next visit, we'll fix it for you. And if we can't, we can't. It's not about, like I said, it's not about necessarily the money, it's about helping people. And that's what it is.
That's, it's a simple philosophy, it's a tried and true philosophy, but not too many people embrace it because we find ourselves with a temptation sometimes to take the shortcut.
Or even understand what business is about, you know? I mean, you think that business is about being it's about being independent and having your own money and you know, I don't want to come in every day into a company and have a fear that I might get fired today. Who could fire me out of my own business? Besides Steve Jobs, it hasn't happened very to too many people. But it's about helping people, and it's about doing the right thing, and that's what business really is about. It's about doing the right thing.
And I tell you what, I mean, we come across a very vast network of...
Yeah, you interview people like every day here.
I wish. But we have real estate developers, agents, people that come across that are buying new homes, people that come across just any type of service that you require. So we will definitely pump you up, man. I mean, it's great. This is great. I mean, this is the first time that we've actually interviewed somebody with your background, and that's why I was looking forward to talking to you, man.
Absolutely.
But man. And I think we have some stuff for him to do around here. I'm sure we can.
I got my tools right over here in the back.
Don't go anywhere with that. We're out.